Testing, testing. All right. I like the aesthetic so far. I barely played it. Well, I actually haven't. I just launched it and went into photo mode and uh, shared a couple uh, very quick, lazy, simple edits. But I will say, I'm gonna probably write in the most kind, try to find the most kindest way to say this, but I don't think streaming really works very well. Like with that Portal, for example, the PlayStation Portal only works like off your bandwidth, and for someone like me that runs 50 million things at, not the best internet, but up there, like I got decent internet, but and it pushes it to I don't know, less than an hour of gameplay before it starts, if I'm lucky, before it starts chopping up on that screen. I like it when it works. My suggestion for Sony is the same for my Xbox, which is why I got this is the far superior device, the Rogue Ally X, 100 times. It's one of my favorite things I got in a long time. But streaming just, I don't know, like I think the Portal is great in a lot of ways, but it's also going to be useless and not even be able to be played, right? Without perfection with the internet. And I don't know, 6G might activate something supernatural, who knows? But other words, what I was going to say before I slightly deviated, but is I see I do at times see the necessity for people to have upgradable memory optional on handhelds. It makes a lot of sense, and the option to stream should be there. I'm not the guy that's going to vote to get rid of it. I vote for options. So, when I look at it, I see, for me personally, downloading it runs so much better if you could download it directly to the device itself. That's my preference. Now, I know a lot of people are hating on the Nintendo thing, and that's why I personally don't really. I'm not that. I don't know. I might, but I hardly doubt it that I'll buy a Switch 2 game key card necessarily. I'll just buy that game digitally. The chances are on the Switch 2, right? So but in a lot of ways, when it comes to handhelds, it's more convenient for digital when I sit here and think about it. But when I look at consoles and stuff, even PC, it's just so console. It's it's the aesthetic. It's very old school, and I think that it should exist as an option. See, I think what Sony had done with the PS5 is perhaps overpriced, but for that component, but I don't know. But when I look at it and see as an option, I like the idea of it being an option, and also attachable to the system, not mine. Mine is one of the first ones. I didn't even get the Pro because I don't know. I'm starting to think I do question sometimes, but then I'm the PS6 I think is only a couple of years away. So I am going to want to play the Wolverine in the highest quality. That is probably my number one PlayStation game. that I will. You know, when it comes to PlayStation, I do tend to play them on directly from the console more often, and it's like I wish they made a PlayStation 6 handheld. That's genuinely one of my biggest interests for Sony hardware is a PlayStation 6 handheld, like a variation. So it's like let's say if I could only get there's a lot of pros over for Sony. I started off on Nintendo as a kid, and then as a teen and young adult, I was mostly an Xbox gamer above all. As a kid, actually, I was more of a handheld and PC player. Funny, even though I had PS2 and GameCube, which I did play, but I did not play them as much as like my Game Boy Color and then Game Boy Advance SP and dial-up PC even, which would drive everyone else nuts in the house when I was on it. But especially when people want to use that phone, I lived in that era. Man, I was in the VCR era. You know, I had VHS tapes, so I get like the function and I of it, the idea, you know. But at the same time, I realize even physical media dies eventually. It's temporary. When I look back at it, it's the fact of having something on your shelf, right? A trophy of you, which is very nice, but at the same time, it's also not. If you see what I'm saying. So I am totally on board for this digital era if it's protected and not giving up on physical. Like, that's what I'm basically saying. But and art and stuff on the PS6, you know, and hopefully that would be sick if you could do it on the handheld. But I'm going to assume that the PS6 handheld, you're going to want to prioritize, you know, gaming. Also on the PS6 console, Xbox is going to be, according to what I've read into, what I've seen, is going to be a hybrid PC, which is going to answer pretty much everything. Like, so I think, like, for me, that's going to, you know, the chances are that's going to be a freaking beast. So if it's what I think it is, what I've been seeing. And I don't think they're, you know, I think there's going to be handhelds in the future, more stuff, partnerships. I don't, you know, see, I never seen that Xbox is dead thing. I saw in my head, actually, I tried to translate it, and on TikTok, when I was trying to translate it, I thought of it like the dotted line on a road. You know, when it's your permission to pass, right? So you go over, and one side is portability, one side is the console, and then I clicked in my head, a perfect name for the next Xbox would be Xbox Series P and C, if you think about it, for the actual Xbox hardware. Now, the partnership stuff is like, needs to exist as well. I'm pro that too. So like this Rogue here, I love it. I think it's great. You know, and it's funny because I get, like, I hear at the OLED sometimes infiltrates my brain, and I'm like, that intrigues me and all. But when I look at this handheld and mess around with it, and realize like how console-wise it feels, but yet it's more than a console. It's a PC, and when I hook it up to a monitor, which I haven't done yet, but I know I can. So it's, you know, and I switch back and forth on this thing through Windows, because I'm not on the Windows hating side. I think it's fine. Like, not like for gaming wise, I get why it's a pain in the ass for, you know, because it requires more work to be done by the gamer for gaming wise. But for a lot of other stuff that I do, Actually, it's fine. But now for like the console side of things, like the idea of putting a console, full functional badass console, making it, I think it's really the convenience of consoles. Um, and and it's like I get it. Um, my brain is actually doesn't really get stressed out for PC, so it's like I it's very weird why I do consoles, as well. I guess it's kind of weird because I guess I am more PC by mind, but when I see things but I still do console, but even though I feel more PC, but so I don't know. I think there's a lot of really cool things in the future, and I think this year I was going back and forth on Xbox, with the 2026 thing, their anniversary, and whether it's going to be just a reveal or if it's going to be a release date as well. And I said that would be really cool if it releases in 2026, but I was like, I still kept thinking of like, oh, it's cool because PlayStation 6 could be in production in 2027. I really want that PS6 handheld. But then I was thinking about the long term, thinking like maybe the console part of things should be set in some kind of longer term than 7 years, right? And I kept sitting here thinking like maybe it's time that the console part of the industry turns into decades, where every generation, it could be based off 10 years. The Switch 2, I believe, is one of the no, the Switch 1 is one of the longest. Let's see, that was released in 2017, so which makes it, oh no, it's 8 years. It's up there with Xbox 360 being one of the longest generations. But the seventh gen, well, with consoles, but that's the Switch is still categorized as a man. It's confusing. Is it an eighth or is it a ninth? I think the Switch probably, even though hardware-wise doesn't really compete with the eighth or ninth, but still is categorized probably as an eighth, like coming in. And then you would say is the Switch 2 a ninth or a 10th? I think it depends on whether if the consoles are coming out, like the Xbox comes out in PlayStation and it is set for like 2026, 2027 stuff. If all that is true, then yes, I think the Switch 2 would classify as a Generation 10, would slightly, because it would be right there near the window. But chances are, I think it's still Generation 9, the Switch 2. And I think, like, for Generation 10, I think PS6 is definitely on my radar for creativity-wise. I think of, like, all the things you could do with PlayStation and what they're known for and the Census and all the custom, the features, one of their strong suits, they're I'd say. And then Xbox, really won over a lot of people with Game Pass. I was there before Game Pass, and I saw it and knew that it was going to open doors. And so I instantly saw that, even though I didn't really vocalize it online, probably as much, or I probably spammed some things on Facebook back in the day, but I don't use Facebook anymore because I don't know, keeps saying I'm a robot or some shit. I don't know what's going on. And then it's like, oh, your account is, I don't know, my phone number apparently was linked to somehow. I don't know. But anyway, probably hacked, in other words, is what it's saying. And I have no interest in not unhacking my Facebook and Instagram, so I just moved on. But anyway, yeah, I think that 2026 is going to be sick. It started off really big, There's a lot of games. A lot of games, I think the ones that really matter the most is the ones you can become friends with, right? Or what opens doors for you as a person, which I'm coming more thinking, like, looking at games like this. I don't know. I don't know any of these people, but I think, like, there's something here as well. I felt nostalgic the moment, even though I've never beaten Crisis Core, and I kind of don't like Crisis Core, or not Crisis Core, I mean, Dino Crisis gameplay. Like, this gameplay is more my style. I tried playing Dino Crisis, and I don't know. I have to change the controls. See, I like Fallout's aesthetic. That's an example for Bethesda. Except for it plays better than Dino Crisis, but games like New Vegas, that even though it plays better than, I argue to say, like, that game is unplayable without mods currently. So it makes sense, like, that. I don't think Fallout 4 needs a remaster. I think that one was actually their first one out of the gate, which was their superior Fallout game. When I look back at it, it did a lot of things right what I didn't like about New Vegas and Fallout 3, and that's why I think, will I play Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3? I probably would play them for like a couple hours and that's it, if they're remade. But I do support them as being remastered or remade, because I think those games deserve to be able to run in them, things like that, for like New Vegas and stuff. So, and I kept thinking, like, of older games getting updates for years. When people are like, well, they're how old games, even like Skyrim, could get still, modders did it, but Bethesda could do it as well if they wanted to for older games, especially if they're not doing all of Tamriel, right, or all of Nirn. Is that how it's spelled? Their planet at their continent Tamriel in a single player game. It then would make sense that from that point on, every single player Elder Scrolls game would just be based on a part of the content, and then you just keep adding on content, right? So it's, if you think about it, which could extend if one day they remake Skyrim, which I think they will eventually. But, and it's funny that they only did Oblivion. I'm like, look back at, I think their most difficult one would probably be Daggerfall, right? Elder Scrolls 2, which is, I believe, the biggest map still to this date out of the Elder Scrolls. It was Elder Scrolls 2. But, it's almost like I've never played anything, but because I move on so fast. But I play a lot more games than I finish. That is true. But I have played and beat a lot of games. Like in 2025, I had completed many games that I think one got one award, like South of Midnight. I really enjoyed the art style. That game was one of my favorite games of 2025. Mind's Eye, despite that it was had a lot of bad things said about it, you could avoid the bugs. You seek out to break the game, or you don't have to try that much to break the game, because there's functions in it. But I played it on day one up there, and twice. Funny, really, how I beat one of the world's most disappointing games in 2025 for a lot of people, and I don't think it was the most disappointing for me. I don't know. I think there's struggles, because I like Silent Hill. The Silent Hill, a lot of things about Silent Hill F, but then some of it, I don't know, I just fell out of it. So that was one I did not finish. But played a lot of. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was probably my first 2025 game I played like crazy. So beat the Indiana Jones DLC. There's a lot. Like I feel like I leave things, that I'm, how do you say everything? But there's a lot out there, and I saw the winner, I guess, in the future, and that's where I went, realistically, as well. I knew Claire Obscura was going to win in a super sense, you could say, before intellectually, or whatever you want to call it, mentally, like a sense. And then I knew. You see visions like, oh wow, I went, I had a great time. I went to Seattle and went to my first PAX last year, and got to experience that, and and how everything fell in place. How I ended up watching Fantastic Four in movie theaters at the same time. Very family vibes. A lot of different, and how many times I rode the boat. Things that I didn't just do at PAX. Other words, I explored Seattle and probably paid too much to ride boats because I enjoyed the boats a lot, actually. But looking back at a lot of that, it's just for that, it comes to me like the same thing. Like when you may not, have started off, or I don't know if I am qualified as a football fan, even though I liked it when people say, "Oh, you throw he throws a really good spiral," because when I play football, or whatever. One of my favorite times playing football was in the swimming pool, but stuff like that, and it's interesting because maybe I would have been really good at football. That's a good come think about it. Other people certainly seem to have said I was, but that moments. But when I look back at it, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. But I never really thought of myself as a football fan. That makes this weird, but I'm just like archery. I was in archery, and I had to make a choice. So it was a conjunction: video games or archery. And I don't know. Some people may. I don't know. It's interesting because I chose video games, and I was in tournaments for that, for archery. I was qualified for tournaments, and I remember every tournament that I was in, I would either win a first place trophy or a third place in the tournament, where I'd actually win the tournament, or I would get third place. So I remember having a lot of first and third place trophies, and nothing else. No second, no fourth. It was like weird like that. But anyway, but yeah, so that was a long time ago as well. So it's strange how life is, and even when it's a mess, there's things. And where we go, I apparently gravitated towards video games, despite that I have talents and have proven myself to have talents, mostly within small groups, and not always intentionally. It sounds as crazy, to say this, but I once was even in a group where people really, really liked when I was singing, right? So, like, they thought I sang great or whatever, but that was I wasn't singing. I would argue and say that I let something else take over, right? So I might, because that's how it is. It's to me, when I had a producer once talk to me just off the streets, a music producer I ran into and had a conversation due to their demons. I'm not going to lie. It started off with, let's say catching a bug. You notice like, okay, and then it turned into full conversation, and how things can change. So. And they were like, "Oh," when I said, "Why did you give me that?" Because they gave me an offer for a career that I was like, I shot down because I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, they brought up something. I was like, no. They were like, I'll give you like, I don't know, was it 10? It was $100,000, some shit like that, to be in this. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do. I was like, it was porn, you know, the fucking offer. I was like, no. But anyway, and then that's when the moment when it hit me that that person is a music producer, you know, also that was dabbling in other things, and I still don't remember who the hell it was. You know, it was just a random encounter on the streets, and in Los Angeles actually. So many years ago, feels like, but not really that long ago. It was still in the 2020s, early 2020s, but and that offer, and you know, I was like, why didn't you offer that job? And then they were like, oh, can you sing? I said, you know, I remember being like, thinking back at times where I was in groups and I had sung, but I said, I didn't say I could sing. I said, I can voice act is what I said. And I said, I believe any voice actor can sing, can learn how to sing. Which, if that makes any sense, you know, you know, and that was interesting experience. But like that, I don't know. That's what I call it, voice acting, not singing. But one for that, and I consider myself to have one of the worst. You know, I don't know. I could beat myself up. I do it a lot, so more than I should probably. But I think it's interesting when someone says, "Where'd you get that accent from?" You know, and I start going into some accent that like that turns me into like one of the worst English speakers on earth, and I'd be like, you know, trying to, you know, think of something, and then, you know, and then I'm like, isolation or an idea. I don't know. It's like that, you know, you spend so much time alone. So it's weird. Like, you know, you have introverts, extroverts. I'm been both. So, you know, so it's like, yeah, I don't know, but I've hung out with the bad kids. I've hung out with the preps, whatever, you know, at different times. And how I managed to do those things, I think I was just present, to be honest. People that had were keeping up, and I was going along, and then I was able to go do more than one thing. That time, looking back and stuff. So, you know, I don't know. That's why, you know, I think, like, in a way, like, you know, there's one thing I've always wanted that I've never had, you know, just true love, stuff like that. I had the idea of getting married, living happily ever after, and thinking, like, sometimes in my head I'm like, well, she has to, you know, there's certain things it's like, well, she has to, you know, starts popping in my head, because I look at myself like, oh shit, you know, I'm definitely not going to be able to do all this by myself, you know. So it's like, I don't know, it's interesting, you know. And so there's things you learn about yourself, like I did, and not that it's necessarily going to help me any. I could just put it out there and hope that it's understood, even when I have horrible accents. And I'm, you know, sometimes I stood in a line once, and I was like the only person born in America in that line, and I realized, like, I didn't have to stand in that line, but yet I'm here with a bunch of foreigners standing in apparently someone else's line, or other people's line, or some other line that was assigned, right? So there's that experience. despite it's like, well, where'd you get that accent from? From another. I feel like I'm not from the United States, but I am born in upstate New York. So, and I try to, a lot of my experiences bring me back to the same word a lot, hell. I use a lot, like some, maybe not as much as I should, like, be like, where are you from? In the moment, I'm time traveling constantly. If I go to the past, you want me to say where I'm from in the past or the present or the future? That's what I'm like. So, does this person want me to say I'm from the past? I'm from the future? I'm from, because my mind lives, as an individual, lives more in the future. But when it comes to other people, I realize, well, shit. Most people don't. They live in the present or the past. So it's, and it's like, their idea of where I'm from. And so if I think of like their response to what they want, instead of my own response, I could be like, oh, from hell. I come from hell, that is not the future. That's the past speaking, is what that is. When I say I'm from hell, that's me saying I have been in many different situations, and in some ways still have the past lead into my present, and while I'm aiming more for the future. And that's what modern is. Modern is the present. It's kind of like this balance between the past and the future. So somebody's like, well, some people are like, what is that from Call of Duty? And you'd be like, I played Call of Duty, yes. I know what Call of Duty is. I played, a lot of Call of Duty games, but, but at the same time, it's like, no, that's actually not how I got my name. Why I chose that name. I had probably my random, gamer tag was Tardy Pillow, if I recall, was my random name. So before I went and changed it, or something, it was like Late Pillow or something. It was like Tardy Pillow was what my gamer tag. What it generated randomly for me was Tardy Pillow. So, but okay. Interesting. Because sometimes maybe I should have left it that name, but I chose modern because of my struggles in the past and my visions for the future, and stuff like that. I think is, so modern didn't come to me. I did choose it, but at the same time, and I've come up with a lot of different names, but it's, I always thought of, what people, were saying at times and looking at things. And I think I took a lot of the negative, and also used that for the name modern as well. So it's like, when I look back at it, it's a balance, of, that, remember where you come from. Can it be hard to be thankful for hell? A theater, a character's mindset is always on a timer through my experiences, and who you are by yourself, who you are with others. For me, I change. I can. So, I have that, I don't know how I am. So, it's like I can invest so much in video games when I'm alone, and then also not when I'm alone. I go, I write, I do 50 million different things, is what it feels like, and I get, even though it's not as many, but I'll juggle things, not focusing on just one thing. usually when I'm by myself. So, but when I'm with others, you know, I can, can read and figure, and I see whether or not, which 90% of the time, I see the expiration date, not from me, from them. What I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to stay in this group, even if I want to stay in this group, right? Or on this team. Like, I like this team. I might like the team, but I'm like, well, shit, I actually am seeing myself, seeing them. It's weird like that. So it's like, there's no, you don't receive the love, I guess, that your internal self, needs. And I think that's why it's so easy to lose people or lose connections, and stuff like that. I think is part of the reason. A lot of people go out there run for autographs, stuff like that, and I've never been that character, but I guess I could definitely fake that, become that character, I guess, but on a timer. But it's just not me. I am almost like my real self. I can't afford my real self financially. It's like I can't afford my real self financially. I think I read that somewhere and clicked with that, and I was like, that's probably what it is for me. So because I can't afford myself, I'm really so rich, and it is, that in a lot of ways where I'm not just, people focus on one thing, or brand, and invest in that brand. My mind would go into, I could definitely see it would just go into like more than one thing, was what I'm saying. So it's, I think like, someone once, another thing came to me was like, oh, you need the balance. I was like, well, that's where why where the queen apparently, they're that partnership. So, stuff like that. And that starts to, it just makes sense. But at the same time, it's, I don't know. The magical forces don't want my voice. Maybe they want to alter my voice, want me to be somebody else that I'm not. And I feel like I can obey those voices, but only on a timer. If that makes any sense. Like where it's always fake. It's not really me. I see myself making music, making movies, making games, more, than I see myself watching movies, listening to music, and playing games. If that makes any sense. Despite that I do the other three, right? So testing, is an interesting word to use, right? It's not like a flock, it's like the Lord is your shepherd, which is why it's so probably like I'm so damn multiversal, my energy is, so it's like it can become, so it's like spiraling in all different directions. Then you see where it be here and then here and here, and so it's like, yeah, good luck, because probably most people are, from my look, are like focusing on one thing at a time. My brain rarely does that. My brain doesn't really do that without obsession, without programming it, without me going into that one thing. Like, my mind right now is still thinking about all these muted devices and how that sucks that I have to mute things because YouTube would, or who the gods of YouTube would seek to kill this or something, right? Because I am, and then I'm like, I don't have enough screens to support everybody, that's also, because there's a lot of great streamers, and there's things that attract me to them, and I feel like I have to be very selective, and I don't like that. I don't like that I have to be very selective there, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when it comes to helping people that way, but it's, at the same time, it's like, for what do I get out of it? It's like I'm supposed to think that, but I don't always think that. It's like I'm supposed to think that, and I have to start teaching myself to think that more. So, and then it's like, well, what do I, what's the career, what life I want? Simple. What do I want more than anything in the world is not even associated with all my talents, with all the things that I know I could learn to do and have done before, and and it's always the same thing. True love. It goes back to true love. It is just this and for me, it's immortal. It's so unkillable. And finding this, producer, director, actress, musician, because I realize, like, I'm, have to mesh, and that, there's things like that, and they have these abilities, and then the focus, I think, like, of what we do in that time. And I think it's very interesting when you do one thing in time to when you're doing, like, a shitload of things all in that same one time, or being in multiple times at a single time. See what I'm saying? That's multiversal. To me, that's multiversal, and it's something extraordinary. If you can learn how to do that, I do think that something supernatural comes out of that. But at the same time, if you want something steady, more tunnel vision, like you want to direct the vision, you're going to focus, right? And that's why that balance. So when you're like, for example, having the abilities of being a director and focusing in on what I'm trying to say, because if you look at what I do when I'm online, I'll start something and it will be like at times in a perfect pattern to what I'm trying to say, and then I'll go and destroy my own work. So if that makes any sense. So have been known to create great things in time, and then go and destroy my own things, especially online. I do it all the time online, where I'll have like a perfect code, and then I'll go and like ruin that code. Be like, if you follow that code, be like, oh, if you follow this, it says this. And then I go and like throw something else in it, and it's like, oh, that code just got scrambled. It's all like fucked up now. It's like, good luck. It's like a shovel. A digital shovel is required. Where I started thinking like that many years ago, like, shit, people are going to need a digital shovel that can cipher things, because at this point, everything good I create, I destroy, which is true. I think it's true. I think that's accurate to say. If I don't let it go, hold on to the damn thing for too much, I'll break it. So, I think that's accurate, fair to say. But I think there's a lot of cool things. So I'm gonna shut up and be able to hear these voices and play this game. I might throw the camera on for video evidence because some people might not think I'm real. I don't know if that's going to prove I'm real, especially in this day and age, but we'll see what happens. All right. I don't know if God's on my side, and sometimes it's like, if I say God bless, if this God really loves me, which I hope so, but it certainly feels like God hates me, so I don't know. But I might be sabotaging myself by saying God bless. We'll see what happens. In that rate, I feel like I'm asking for a blindfold and to be dragged through a different layer of hell, which I'd rather not. Personally, I know I could survive it. I feel like I could, but at the same time, it would always be. I could see the timer. It's not. It's fraudulent, and I had allowed myself to play the character, play pretend. All right. Peace out. God bless.
is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Containment measures failed.
Do I need a PS5?
Hello?
Bro?
Is anyone there?
Or can I wait for a PS6?
Protocol that is going into effect. All communications channels will now be opened.
Hello?
Violet? Violet!
Is anyone
Oh my god. I thought you were dead. Can you hear me?
there? Jason? Where are you? What is happening?
Are you okay?
There. Everyone's dead.
Violet, calm down and listen to me.
They have me locked in the incubator in the preservation lab.
I don't know what that is.
I know. I can't get out. I need you to find where I am and get me out so we can get out of here.
I don't know. I'm scared. Those things killed every...
I know, but please, listen to me.
When all is lost, we don't cower. We don't whimper. We don't crawl away defeated. We stand our ground and face the adversary before us. Whether we win or lose, we fight with everything we have. We don't give up.
Tell me where I need to go.
Okay, first, do you have a way to defend yourself? A weapon.
Yes, I found a gun on a guard and a weird-looking knife.
Okay, good. Now, in the northern wing, the facility you're currently in, there are prototype military-grade suits that can protect the wearer from certain elements and extreme temperatures.
Why do I need a fancy suit?
To get to where they have me locked up in the preservation facility, we will have to navigate through areas where the temperature is below zero. We call this place the freezer.
Okay. Tell me where I need to go.
The device you found on that guard, that we are talking through right now, has a map system built into it. It will mark the location of the suit, and I'll offer as much info as I can. You need to be extremely careful. The entire complex is in a lockdown state and is running mostly on backup power. There are emergency protocols in effect to prevent the escape of the dinosaurs that have been killing everyone over the last 24 hours.
Dinosaurs?
Yes.
This is why the career of being an actor, why every actor, what the fuck? I had it perfectly in my head. Basically, their marriages are all dead before they even begin. Makes sense. TikTok. There's an app for it. Dinosaurs ate coffee beans and shit them out, and humans brewed that coffee.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
Brain. Brain bride. I feel like I'm playing on a VCR. Are you kidding me? Great. Fried. Super fried.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
All right. 1 second. I don't know why I did that. That's stupid. I could have went through the setting the other way. Would have been more convenient. Very tinty. Very glazed with white shit. Like static off your VHS. Time travel to my head through the wall. Lovely parents. Great times. Dino shit. Dino shit coffee. It's too honest, it never sell. People need some dishonesty. But they'd never buy the Dino shit coffee. If it says Dino shit, who would buy it? Dino shit coffee. You gotta drink the Dino shit coffee. Feed the coffee beans to a raccoon and the raccoon shits it out before you use the coffee bean. And apparently, they didn't just do it with dinosaurs, they did it with humans. About like past and the future and the victory of the demonic overlord that wins in the end. Bring back dinosaurs. If you want to wipe out most of the population, then sure. Apart from that, then I don't see the point. Bringing back dinosaurs. Put them in a zoo for educational purposes. Put you in a zoo for educational purposes. I was going to lower this, you little bitch. Lower it to normal. Feels so dirty. Alright, where's this menu? Okay, so it's the Bermuda Triangle. So, mine. Combine. I don't know what just happened. Oh, it added it there. Okay. That's hard to see. That's like some of my art where I'm blending things in. That one with that ammo. Alright. Especially lately. Plus with flow. Isn't there something new I picked up? I wonder if you pick up something if it gets disregarded. Gets thrown into the vacuum of outer space. If it's like you have everything jam-packed, full, and you pick something up, it just like miraculously spawns in outer space. Sorry. Wrong button. Shortcut. Let's try this again. Not waste that. Mine. Yeah. Mine. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. This way or that way? That radiation. Brain damage. Really? Why? What the hell is wrong with me? Forgot the fucking move. The fuck? Gotta remember to load. It's like manual. At least it doesn't walk backwards when I walk forward. I know how a lot of games like to cook people's brains. I want to relocate them. I don't know. It doesn't feel good. Why it's trying. Alright. Spirit combined with that red shit. Combined with that blue shit. Shortcut. I don't care where. Shortcut. Shortcut. Alright, so this time, let's fucking load the gun. Oh. So what the fuck is that I just picked up? Doesn't, just disappeared. Something. I picked something up that was there. The copper was up there, I'm pretty sure. Or was it? I don't know. Charcoal. Fuck this again.
Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
Do the chair. Come on. One at a time. How many bolts does it take? Whoa. Okay. I probably could have killed that fucker if I could figure out how to grab the gun. Hit an X, but there's like 2 different X's. closer. I think there's nothing else. January started off slow. We're playing like a different version of Dino Crisis. That isn't Dino Crisis. It's looks to me like a breeding facility for whoever the god of this place is that decides who's worthy of eating bread in this facility. They probably told me and I just didn't hear it. Probably that evil dude. Alright. Yeah, again, and again. Equip. Oh, shortcut. Shortcut. But, so, I'm gonna look at this. That's bandages. What the fuck is mites? Mites. Times 200. In-game currency. Mites. Short. Bugs. That create resources. Artistic bugs. Fucking load. Fucking load. I'm gonna die for forgetting. See if I can get one of their attention by shooting at them. Ta-da! One down. 677 more to go. Alright. Come to me. Alright. Ta-da. Number 2. New names. Negative. We will be race swapping. Mr. Negative. Because that's what Disney does. I'm the god, playing the guy that's disguised as the other guy. What just happened? I just died. I caught a disease and died. Oh, somebody killed me from behind while I was in. Or I caught a disease and died. I was infected by a dinosaur. That explains the bandages. Okay. Even though I already knew that. But somehow unlearned it as fast as I learned it. grab the garbage. Do this garbage, do this garbage. Now let's do this better. Shitty thing, right? Okay. Ta-da. What is that beeping noise? Jesus. How much health did it heal? Is my big head camera blocking it? Or is it not, been updated for health bar? 1 second.
Evacuation protocol is in effect.
Turn off
Please
camera.
make your way to the Starbridge
Nope.
facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
Wait, is it on the controller light? Is it the controller light? I don't know. Maybe it was the controller light. I don't know. There's no health bar. So I'm gonna die. If I need, like, to take drugs to get rid of dino disease, some dinosaur, I don't know, bacteria that gets through the bloodstream, through the bites, because it could, either kill the clone Violet, or mutate a human into a dinosaur human hybrid. Or none of that's in the game at all. I don't know. One thing's for certain. My eyeballs have not found where the fuck the health bar is. I'm not supposed to know. Okay, so if something comes up invisible, scream. Because I'm not very good at it. Inventory is full. So it does. What? See? What's that? What just happened? What am I missing? Am I supposed to do something first? I just dropped dead. I was like a beep, 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 beep. Infection? The invisible dinosaur infection. Well, it must be. Supposed to take drugs. We're not superhuman. Bullet. Combined. Combined. With pills. Maybe there's an order. You gotta pay attention to shit. They're right there, 70, 100. What the fuck's wrong with you? Oh, great. Well, I lied. do it again. But this time, Lear Dinosaur, Lear Predator, in for the kill. Predator, Predator. One at a time. Pay attention to that magical wristwatch. Because I'm not. Mix the drug. No. Mine. Let's say E. What the fuck? Yeah, it says E for PC. E for PC. Your keyboard. Yes. Oh, it actually stayed. At all. Alright. So the next magic trick on repeat. Come on, asshole. Come on. Alright. A lot better.
Evacuation protocol is in effect.
Okay, so that still says 70, right?
Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
Yeah, glitch the fucking door. He's stuck in the door. Look at that shit. Is he alive or dead? Dead. Alright, still says 70. If I drop dead in here, there's a pressure plate. I'm curious to see what the fuck is killing me. 70. You hear that? I wasn't bitten once. That time. So... what's that noise? What's that noise? Wrong fucking button. That's how I'm gonna die. Combine red shit.
Evacuation protocol is in effect.
Ah,
Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of importance.
fuck, I forget what these go with.
Containment measures failed.
Is that warning to be serious? Or make believe? Antiseptic and bentonite clay. Oh look, we can make antidote and medkit. Oh shit, already forgot. Clay and charcoal. Find charcoal antidote. Combine with bandages for medkit. Ta-da! Alright, how do you save this game? I just did all that work, I don't want it disappeared. Where's the typewriter? Where's the false marriage? Did I come in here for accessories and that's it? Am I missing something? No babies. So it is a breeding facility. Some kind. Or was. Something happened. Probably too many doubles or more. He got on a hand. The evil Lord could no longer contain the sinister forces in which they had created, opened in Pandora's box. That's that. ASMR. All that's what streamers do. Talk! Because that's what streamers do. On repeat. Ta-da! Let's get this dino shit. That ended. No save file yet. Go to photo mode. See if we can die in photo mode. Oh shit. Wrong thing. I also have clothing. You know, like that shit that's in Fortnite for Violet. Ta-da! Cartoon. Alright. Back out of that. Wrong one. I don't know if this camera's gonna kill me or not, and I rather not restart this, so yeah. Now I was. So what is that? 40? I'm gonna purposes. So that's what that does. Here's an antidote for fears of poison. Am I poisoned though? Let's just use the medkit. 100. What'd it do? Did I waste it? I feel like that was overkill. That medkit.
Evacuation protocol is in effect.
What the fuck is
Please
that?
make your way to the Starbridge facility.
Is that a glitch?
Safety
Is
is
that
of
death?
utmost importance.
Someone might turn my back.
Containment measures. Fail.
That's mites. Awful. So am I not affected? Let me hit the wrong button again. Alright. What's this? Stop splitting injured friends. Huh. So I'm gonna apply the wrong medicine and die. The medkit conquers everything. That's overkill. It's a source of medium amount of health. Cures poison. See, this does health, doesn't cure poison. Let's stop bleeding. So, something's gotta tell the player when they're bleeding and shit like that, and poison. And it might. Right now it's green. All green 100. Which way do I go first? Civilization. These doors may look like dinosaurs can't get through, but then stop one from getting through. Before. I'm kind of thinking like I should read this. Maternidia. Maternity. There's a security room. What's that say again? Ward level 1. Okay, so let's go this way. Try not to get Red alerted.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility.
Did I make too much noise?
Is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures. Failed.
Why is she making these noises? What's going on? Can you see anything? Cause I sure in hell can't. Damn. Where'd that fucker come from? And shoot that thing. Am I infected? Does that look kind of yellow? Look for a body part with holes. Or yellow shit. Green shit. Here radiation. Like, hear that? Radiation? That doesn't work. This ain't Resident Evil. And even in Resident Evil, it doesn't always work. Alright, so why did I come in here? Did that go down from 95 to 85? Or am I seeing things? How do you know when you're going through some shit? If I die, I'm gonna be upset. Like right here. So I don't know save file. No saving. Is this where that dinosaur came from? Is this where I raised the lighting? Raise the lighting, lower the lighting, or stow the lighting on the Omniverse. What is it? The proper magical spelly words that make people feel like they're not being infiltrated from the inside out, because that's apparently a thing. Alright, are we really witnessing a demonic possession, or is this just a tantrum? Alright, 1 second. Controls. What was I looking for? Display option. It's just hurting my eyes. It's not making me smarter. That's for sure. For certain. For certain. Certain. The 85, 65 now? 65, 85. Look at it. Did he die? Camera angle. Was it 70? I gotta watch this sit on the side for experimental purposes. Is she infected? I can't tell if she's infected, okay? Don't look like she has any deadly wounds in the dark. I still see no deadly wounds. Randomly drops dead. We'll know that it doesn't tell you. Or I'm still missing something. Hear that? Invisible dinosaur. Just smash through this at any moment. Too soon. Because they want to convince the players that they're safe. and safe to smash it through
Is in effect.
for later.
Please make your way to the Starbridge facility.
Go left
Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures.
some magical belief system for a religion. The goal is to not lose you here. Just you. Everything will be okay. The goal is to trust. So I could be the predator and you could be the victim. Lead material! Put a lead with that. Look at that auto walk. See that auto walk? Oh, I didn't see it either. Alright. I don't know where the lead went and all, but hopefully this red shit over here is safe. Here's the old key. Apparently you just came here way too damn early. Is that just auto saves? This still has 70 life, so I haven't dropped dead yet from an infection. Become one with the VCR. Why do I feel like I'm gonna be R2? Like the first thing that pops in my head is the VCR. Put in the VHS and play modern Dino Crisis. But it's not Dino Crisis, it's your mama's crisis. Your dad's crisis. Oh, that's loaded. What the fuck is yellow serpentine? I've seen it. Let me double check this. Oh, you bastard! I don't have time for your shit. They killed us. I killed us. Well, how far is the save file? All the way to the beginning. If this is Super Mario Bros., I'm gonna quit. Fine. It's Super Mario. The worst. Well, let's do this again. I'm back here, 50 million years. Oh, it keeps the health bar at 70 though. That's awesome. This is a real serious Dark Souls survival. That drug. And mine that drug with that drug. Shortcut. Oh, it's already there. So, did I do the knife? Yeah, okay. So, bomb, shortcut. I don't want to go that way. For what, resources? This should be enough. This is gonna. Do I still got the key, or do I not have the key? Wait, I'm going the wrong way. Great. Dinosaur spawns through fucking door. Good to know we could shoot out windows at least. So 55. Any blood wounds? Any wounds? Any way of knowing that Violet's gonna drop dead at any moment? What's the ball? Wrong. This dinosaur respawn. Where's the dinosaur? Yep. Wrong. Do we take these pills? What happened? 65? Is that good enough? Those pills good enough? Put the knife away. That's like gonna do nothing against dinosaurs. Unlikely. Shit. No. Can't squeeze through there. Too fat. Red serpentine. Ammo. Can we combine that? No, of course not. It's actually extra. Run through here. Security purposes. Red light. Go there here. Okay, so dinosaur's gonna come after me. 35. I still feel like I'm gonna die. Stop hitting that damn knife. I take this. Can't take that. It's illegal. I feel like I hear radiation. Mites, red serpentine. I feel like she's slowing down. She got an infection.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your
Come on.
safety is of the utmost.
Plenty of ammo.
Warning. Containment measures.
Is this gonna raise health? The combining with medics. With other medics. 45. Bolt 45. Do I get to keep the key? I do not get to keep the key. 45. 55. 45, 55. I can't. There's beer bottle here. Oh, they make duck shit brew. Pure aspen duck drink. That's invisible. Still invisible currency, though. Alright. I hear radiation. It sounds like one of those things. It's like, oh, you're about to be killed in Fallout territory. Come on, bitch. I use the word fuck on YouTube. Come on. Is she infected? Like, I don't get it. 40? Let's see here. Let me use this for 50. Just in case, because I can't tell. What are these mites for? What are mites for? They still do not do anything. I got no purpose for mites. And now there's purple pills, because the Matrix isn't good enough.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety
I dropped that because of a bacterial infection. An invisible sickness. While I'm searching for stupid things that probably ultimately will not save me. Wait, can I break that? That looks breakable. Where's my knife? Yay! Alright. A purpose for the knife. Alright, ammo. Because I just noticed there's only 3 bullets on that thing, and 3 bullets ain't gonna kill a dinosaur. Oh, more ammo. See, yeah, the ammo's good. Health? Not so, well, I don't know. Confusing. Health. It may or may not be mentally fucked. Burnt toast and food. Alright, this is where that where the dinosaur drops, so try not to die this time. Alright, flip this thing. Right, real fast. Okay, come on. Load. Son of a bitch. Load. Load. 3 bullets. Like dinosaur shit coffee. Well, first 3 ammos. Alright, so we're at 20 life. We gotta really heal. Put the knife away. So take this shit, use it. Hopefully that worked. Take that shit, heal. What's this fucking shit do right here? Lead material. That's confusing. Can I combine this with red shit? We're at 60 life. Am I infected? Or are you infected?
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety
Please don't follow me.
is of the utmost importance.
I'm the one who follows you
Containment measures
to your grave.
failed.
Alright, so, we're at 60. Multiverse is at 60. So what the fuck is yellow semen? Yellow dino semen. This is gonna get me killed. Looking at the all-you-can-eat buffet here. Of how to assemble your taco. Alright, I don't know. I didn't even read any of that. Throw it at the wall. I didn't have time to program a brain cells to that one. Living in a VCR. We're all living in VCRs. This is a VCR kingdom. If you don't have a VCR, then fuck you. I don't have a VCR, by the way. I guess fuck me. Worst liar ever. Like when you're doing pranks, and then your prank gets you enslaved. Like, shit. See, I called it right. Someone wants to play the rewind button. We gotta time travel. I've said everything. This is ASMR. Watch that water go down. Do I need a PS5 Pro to watch the toilet in better graphics? I'd hate to buy a PS5 Pro and then the PS6 comes out next year. I can wait a year, you know what I mean? But 2 years, that's pushing it. 3 years, it'd be nice to know. Just saying. Is it delayed? Is it fake news? According to my resources, the only thing that's been confirmed is production starting. The ideas and everything this year in the assembly in 2027. That doesn't mean they're going to release it in 2027. You gotta pick a side. Pick a side. Any side. This is war. PlayStation or Xbox. I'm looking at them both. I call it the Xbox Series PC. Coming up. Which is a brilliant idea. You stupid. Oh, you little bastard. Kill the babies. Encourage, baby murderers. That did not look like a shovel. I got mites. Got mittens. Slay words. Oh, can you imagine a bunch of them crawled into a cradle with an actual human child and devoured that baby alive? A mandatory ward level 2. Did I like activate things more than once? Oh, it looks like it ate an actual human. They're very wasteful. They didn't like even eat all of the human. They left the human. Their little bellies could eat all the human. All the humans. All the humans could not be devoured. Not all the body parts. The pterodactyl eats grass. And then pterodactyl comes out and rips out a human eyeball. Proves them all wrong. You know there's baby dinosaurs in here? Oh, my inventory. My inventory is full. I'm gonna play with the toilet and the rocking chairs. There's a baby in there. Alright. You made a triangle. These look like they combine. And I gotta look at this. Let me see. 42? How did I get to 42? This is bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna heal myself just in case. Because I gotta look at recipes. Wait, 1 second. Recipe management. This is lead material. So I have lead material, red and yellow serpentine. Charcoal, detoxing agent. Blah blah blah. So you get a thermite grenade, or I already forgot. What's this? Lead. Here, look at lead. Alright. So lead. Where the fuck's lead? Right there. So lead, you have shotgun ammo, which is probably more ideal. I don't know what that says. Sugar? I was gonna pick sugar. Smoke grenade. Silver. Yeah, I'll just take the shotgun ammo, I suppose. Combined. So, let's reload. Let's also reload. Magic! Alright. Say magical words. That's copper material. Copper material with the yellow piss. Yellow piss and copper material make nothing. I look to it. The red and the copper free pistol. But the yellow and the copper create nothing. Apparently. Alright. Good to know. Any surprises? ASMR. Probably carrying all sorts of diseases. Crazy. Why is my range? What a headache. Alright. Testing. Drop. We don't know what to do with him. He's not attractive. We can't hire him.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility.
He talks weird.
Is of the utmost
And he's ugly.
warning. Containment measures failed.
Turn on camera for the sex requirements. Oh, no bueno. Speaking in buddy. Beacon and Molly Potty. Did I go that way? I don't think so. What's my life? Dead. Let's make noise. I hear a baby. A cradle. Oh, you bastard. I can't see shit. Okay, come into the light, asshole. You got me infected? I hear another one. Alright. I hear your little feet. Oh.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
Which way? My eyeballs! The error of VCR. Oh, that won't work. Figure shit out. What's this? Money. What in the fuck might it use for? Still, I don't know. Alright. Speak. Speak. And speak. And speak. What do I do? Do I consume that? Or not? What is this? Copper. Nothing but the red shit. So, what can they use the yellow shit on? Sugar? Silver? Titanium? No. Bandages. Need to get rid of something. It's charcoal. Probably going to regret this. So, came in. Go this way. Remember the bathroom.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
I still haven't figured out how to save the game. It's like auto save or there's no save file. It's a good question that I keep asking myself. Do I start back? Same file. Yeah. Oh, fuck. And, so, usually when that goes off, it means there's little stitches ready to not finish their food. Not that I really care. Right. I think I can combine this with the bandages. Oh wow. Fuck. That's a point. Because that creates a health kit, which is a good kind of overkill. Can I pick this up? Are you sure you want to discard the copper? No. But there's health bandages. Can max or min the LP.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility.
Alright, so since this is the type of health, I'll just use the red pills. Shoot, and it didn't even get me that far, 83. And I'll take this fine or a health kit. Just the strongest, I think. Hopefully not need to use it yet. I wonder if I could shoot these doors open. Oh, don't even need to shoot them open. That was dumb. Might have to go back to the other path. Checking out the toilets. I gotta go back and check out the toilets. Be a dinosaur in one of these things, just sitting there chilling. Oh, the toilet seat's closed. That's the gift. Is that a cat? Jammed in the toilet? An idea. No. You have as your step, so. Don't even need her. Mother. The mitten. English invention. Follow your shepherd, your Lord and Savior. English. Do I shoot these things? Before they kill me? No. Yes. That's a lot of mites. Shit. What one key? Save file? Save. Save. Roar.
Please make your way to the Starbridge facility.
Just don't fall on top.
Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
Do I open that? I don't know. Or is that the checkpoint? A little bit. These dinosaurs. Might. You, the brain. Oh. I was supposed to do it right then and there. Oh. So wait.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
That explains a lot. Wait, I did it. I hit all three. I went triangle, square, circle. Wait. Well, that's one. Saved. Oh, shit.
Evacuation protocol is in effect. Please make your way to the Starbridge facility. Your safety is of the utmost importance. Warning. Containment measures failed.
This looks like that. Are you kidding me? Get out of the menu! Get out of the menu! They won't let me out. I'm gonna die. Fuck off. Yep. Run. Time for this shit. Don't go in the menu. It's gonna send me all the way back. Watch. Because there's no saving. I wonder if I could use the health pack right there. Somehow. Just missed it. Are we stuck in this menu? I'm hitting the circle button to X out of it too. Alright. Game's broken. Nutted back out. Hope it's saved. BRB.